Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's Roznama. Now, there are only three important things from today's newspaper that you have to keep in mind. Mostly, everything is about the AI Impact Summit. You will find editorials also with respect to the AI Impact Summit. And other than that, the US trade deal, which is not letting us live for the past 7 to 8 days. All right. Then, quickly moving to today's news, we have the AI Impact Summit beginning from today, and this summit is going to be inaugurated by our Prime Minister in the Bharat Mandapam from New Delhi. Now, there are certain 2-3 important pointers that you need to remember with respect to the AI Summit. Now, AI Summit, when we look at it, it is AI stands for artificial intelligence, all right? Then a little basics about it is that this term artificial intelligence has been or was coined by John McCarthy. This summit is the fourth AI summit that India is hosting. Before this, we've had three more. The first one was in 2023 and it took place in Bechley in United Kingdom. The second one was again 2024, which took place in Seoul in South Korea. The third one was last year in 2025, which was in Paris. This was in South Korea. This was in Paris, France. And India was a co-host last year. This year, India is hosting it alone, and we have innumerable leaders from different countries who have flown into India to attend this particular summit. Naturally, everything here will be aligning to the safe use, infrastructure development, etc. of artificial intelligence. The theme for this year's Artificial Intelligence Impact Summit is Sarvajan Hitai and Sarvajan Sukhai. All right, that welfare for all and welfare of everybody. Then, other than this, the government has also outlined 3 sutras under this. The 3 sutras can also be understood as 3 P's, which stand for people, planet, and progress. Other than that, 7 chakras have also been outlined for this by India, which include AI safety, science, empowerment of the downtrodden, backward classes, etc. Okay, so this is everything relating to the static information that you have to keep in mind with respect to the Artificial Intelligence Impact Summit. Other than that, also because it relates to technology, naturally it will be undertaken by one specific ministry, which is MeitY, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. And then naturally you need to remember who is presently serving as the Union Minister for MeitY, which is Ashwini Vaishnav. All right. Okay, so we will only be having news about the artificial intelligence today. And another thing, that day before yesterday, 2 days before today, that is on the 13th of February, Bangladesh elections gave their results, and we had the Bangladesh Nationalist Party winning the elections, and they have their swearing in ceremony for the prime ministerial office today, which has been vested in Tariq Rahman, all right, who is naturally the present leader of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party and also the son of former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia. All right. Now, this ceremony, naturally, heads of states of different countries are invited. Our Prime Minister was also invited for the same. He couldn't go because he is hosting the AI Impact Summit. So, on his behalf, he sent the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. All right. Now, this comes in the front of major opposition as of now to the Lok Sabha Speaker. His removal resolution is under process in the Lok Sabha. Secondly, a speaker's office is supposed to be a neutral office. A speaker cannot be partisan in nature. So if a particular party or majority government is sending him on his behalf to attend the swearing in ceremony of the Bangladesh Prime Minister, naturally it draws correct ire from the opposition. So do keep this also in mind. Okay. Then next question I'm saying. Next thing is one thing, the Munich Security Conference. Do keep in mind it is presently being undertaken in Munich, Berlin. It is held every year, and it is a conference where major geopolitical concerns, issues globally are taken under consideration. And India is also attending this particular summit. And India also hosts a similar geopolitical dialogue in India, which is undertaken by Ministry of External Affairs. And this particular summit that India undertakes along similar lines as the Munich Security Doctrine is the Raisina Dialogue. All right. So here, Mark Rubio, the US Secretary of State, he has made this statement that India has agreed to stop buying Russian oil. All right. One major point of contention that is doing the roundabouts. Then another important news that in yesterday's news, I did take up this thing that the Israeli Foreign Minister Saar, he is going to be attending the first meeting of the Board of Peace that has been inaugurated, incepted, is the brainchild of US President Donald Trump. This Board of Peace, established this very year, has been established under the guidance of the US President, and he has appointed himself as the ex officio chairman of the Board of Peace, and he has pledged $5 billion for humanitarian aid to Gaza. Okay. And then coming to the editorials for today. Okay, now day before yesterday, we did see this particular news where Donald Trump, along his idea and his belief that there is no such thing as climate change, he had announced the repeal of repeal of US's Environmental Protection Agency. And he said that there is no such thing as climate change. So naturally, no such funding, etc., should be given to Environmental Protection Agency. Although this particular Environment Protection Agency was created under the vision of the previous former Prime Minister or President of USA, Barack Obama. And Barack Obama basically had undertaken this along one of the decisions of the US Supreme Court, which did say that greenhouse gases, specifically gases like carbon dioxide, qualify as major climate change agents and are a public health concern. Therefore, steps must be taken to combat them. So he has removed this particular agency. Okay, so do go through this particular editorial, it's important. The next one, again, a wonderful article on the India UAE bilateral relations, and specifically drawing our attention to the trade relations between the two countries. So India and UAE had signed a comprehensive economic partnership agreement in 2022, and in 2022 they had set a bilateral trade target of $100 billion, all right, which they had to achieve by 2030, but they've already achieved it. So this year, again, they've outlined a $200 billion bilateral trade deal between the two countries by 2032. All right, so this article basically draws our attention to the fact that how India and UAE are strengthening their bilateral trade, and they have also, under the Comprehensive Economic Trade Partnership, reduced tariffs on around 90% of products and everything. And this is one of the major regions which aids our energy resources like oil, like LNG, etc. And also naturally has undertaken major collaboration in artificial intelligence as well. Okay, so do go through this, a wonderful article. Next one, again, I've been taking this up for the past few days. You can again go through it. I just wanted to flag for all this. As many times as you go through these articles, they help you better understand and develop your clarity of thoughts. All right. So again, they've talked about the same thing, that no major formal structure of the deal has as of now been incepted and presented before the people. The authorities, the politicians, they're all still waiting as to what the deal is actually going to entail. Then there have been major qualms amongst the agricultural sector, the farmers, saying that this deal is only benefiting the manufacturing sector, is going to directly adversely affect the farmers. So this is what the entire article is about. Do go through the article. Then we will have articles on the Artificial Intelligence Summit, and this particular article also talks about that how India is now going to put into center the 3 sutras of the Artificial Intelligence Impact Summit, that is People, Planet and Progress, and also is now vouching for local solutions to combat the threats or adverse effects of too much dependence on artificial intelligence. All right. Then also this particular summit has been highlighted by many that it is of significant global importance because this is the first time that an artificial intelligence summit is being held or is being undertaken in a global south country. A few days back, I had also given a question on the global south, its meaning, etc., on our daily Roznama series, practice questions, mini Clat that we are making for you all. So make sure that you sign up for it and practice these questions. It is like a mini Clat every day for you all. Okay. So global south is basically a grouping of countries who are underdeveloped and are still in the developing states. So India is also a developing country. So this is, and they also talk about all the various people, the signatories who are going to be a part of this particular summit. What is the basic program of action that they are going to undertake? Around 100 countries have been will be participating in it, including 15 to 20 heads of the government, the French president, Brazilian president. All these people have been coming here. We also have major CEOs of major companies like Google, Adobe, Microsoft, etc. Okay, so do go through it. Wonderful one. Again, drawing our attention to the fact that this AI summit, the fourth one, is the first one which is going to be hosted by a global south country. So naturally, the global south must take lead here and ask the other developed countries who belong to the global north to facilitate major deliverance and major involvement of artificial intelligence in the development process of these countries. Okay, so again, a good article, you may go through it. Then another one is okay, this particular article is again on global AI summit and how the governments must be tactical about it, because naturally artificial intelligence and this particular technology comes with major pros as well as cons. So infrastructure based investments offer highest leverage, especially when they embrace lighter forms, but governments must also step outside the DPI framework to make targeted interventions. All right. So again, a good one on artificial intelligence. All right. Now, this particular article basically talks about the maternity benefit act, and this maternity benefit act is something which basically is more helpful for government employed women. And maternity benefit act basically makes provisions saying that any government employee or private employee also for that matter must be given a 6-month paid leave after she gives birth to a baby. And there is also a provision that this maternity leave can be extended up to a total of 730 days. So half of these 730 days will be fully paid and half of it will be partially paid. And how it is very important to ensure that maternity benefits are extended to women in the country, because that empowers them, it enables them to continue with their job while looking after their babies and embracing motherhood effectively. Okay, that is one thing that you can go through. Then again, this particular article actually gives us a good insight onto all the points that the farmers are highlighting as being against the Indian farmers under the India-US trade deal. Okay, so he's raised 3 basic questions. One, that the US will flood the Indian market with its agri-produce and our farmers will be severely hurt. The second is that this trade deal is going to open India's doors to genetically modified crops and their derivatives like soya oils, etc., which will again put the health of millions of our citizens at risk. And the third one is that US farms are very, very large, mechanized, etc., and our farmers, they have small farms. Naturally, our farmers can't compete with the US produced goods. So that is again going to be a major problem as per the provisions of the India-US trade deal. All right. Then along the article, he talks about how these are just mere myths and they are not going to adversely affect the Indian farm sector. So good article, one must go through it. All right. Then another one is that Admiral Samuel J. Paparo Jr., who is the commander of the US Indo-Pacific Command. He has basically applauded India's entire, combating forces and entire tactical provision, that all tactics that India undertook during Operation Sindoor. He's applauded all of them, and he's talked about further deepening India-US defense ties. Has mentioned that India procures certain defense equipments like Apache helicopters, GE-414 jet engines, P-81 aircraft, MH-60 Romeo helicopters, etc. And also India and US, they undertake many military exercises together, like the Tiger, Triumph, Malabar, Yuddhabhyas, and Hope India. Then also he's highlighted other things like both the countries, are also undertaking massive defense development in terms of unmanned aerial vehicles, etc. So good article. You may go through it. Next is, I just wanted to flag the ISS for you. The ISS is the International Space Station, which was established in 1988. Its first module was sent into space in 1988, and the first module was Zarya. And our International Space Station is situated 400 kilometers above the Earth's surface, and it is the International Space Station where all these space naughts, etc., they travel to undertake space research. So it is situated 400 kilometers above the Earth's surface in low Earth orbit. So Sunita Williams, our Indian Subhanshu Shukla, all of them go, and all of them had gone to the International Space Station only. India's Gaganyaan mission, where India seeks to send 3 astronauts to space, India is planning to send them to ISS only. Okay. So little basics about ISS. 1998, first module was Zarya. It has been undertaken in collaboration with 5 countries, or sorry, not 5 countries, 5 space agencies. Okay, 5 space agencies. So one is NASA from America, one is JAXA, Japan, one is Roscosmos for Russia. We have the European Space Agency, and we have the Canadian Space Agency. All right. So these 5 space agencies, they together in a collaborative manner own and operate the ISS. The final module of the ISS was sent into space in 2011, and now the ISS is set to retire in 2030. Okay. So they are trying to rebuild another International Space Station, and not only this, a large number of countries, they are also planning to send their individual space stations. Like India is also planning to send the Bharatiya Antariksh Station, the work on which is going to begin in 2028 as of now proposed, and we'll finally put it into orbit in 2055. China also has already put its International Space Station aboard, that is Tianwen. All right. So this is something that you must keep in mind. And another term that I wanted to flag for you all was Hiran. Okay. So yesterday we had Mahashivratri. Mahashivratri in Kashmir is known as Hiran. All right. So it is just a bit of art and culture that I wanted to flag for you all. So Kashmiri Pandits, they undertook celebration of Hiran in Kashmir, and a lot of Muslims also recalled the Hindu-Muslim unity on this particular festival in Kashmir. All right. So this was everything for today's newspaper analysis. I hope it was clear. Nothing much to do these days. So do go through these articles, build up your base, prepare well, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next one. Thank you.